Hey guys, this is Curtis Alexander. I'm a pharmacist. In today's video, I want to cover Ajovy 101, which is just part of my series where I cover an overview of a particular medication. So I'm going to hop right into it here. Ajovy is one of the newer migraine medications that are on the market that are injectable, that are used to prevent migraines. We have Aimovig, Emgality, and Ajovy. We also have Pharm.D, which is an infusion that you go into the doctor's office for. You do that once every 3 months. But there's a lot of things to like about Ajovy, so I'm just going to hop right into it. First and foremost, I kind of touched on it's used to prevent migraines. So it's a once-a-month injection. What it's not used for, like Emgality, you cannot use it for cluster headaches. It's not approved for that. It's just straight up preventing migraines. Okay. Now, as far as the dosing, one of the things to like about Ajovy is it has two different dosing options depending on what you and your doctor are looking for. So first of all, it's a 225 milligram syringe or pen. You do that once a month. That's the most common dosing, is the once a month 225 milligram. The other thing you can do is you can take 3 of those 225 milligram pens and inject 3 of them in one day, but you only have to do that every 3 months. So it extends it out. And one of the places that would be a good option for is if you find your Ajovy wearing off, and this happens to people, if you're doing it every month and you find that it's wearing off, day 22, 23, 24, you can move to an every 3 month regimen, and it gives you better coverage during that time period. So it's something to think about. It's obviously more inconvenient because you're doing 3 injections on one day, but you only have to do it 4 times a year. So something to think about. As far as can people switch between those dosing regimens, they can, but what you have to do is you have to take that first dose of the new regimen at the next scheduled date. So if you were doing the monthly dosing on the 15th of each month and you decided, oh, I want to move to the 3-month regimen, you would do this 3-month shot on your next 15th day of the month and then go 3 months from there. So hopefully that makes sense. How long to work? There aren't any of the CGRPs, of the injectable migraine preventatives, that I have seen in practical experience that work faster than the others, or last longer, those sorts of things. They're all kind of across the board. So what I tell people is, if you're doing it every month, don't get disappointed if you don't notice something with the first month's injection. Some people do, but some people don't. If we get you out to 3 and 4 months and you're starting to see improvement, you may be one of those people that we have to run you out to 6 months to see a full effect. But by and large, if you're out to 3 or 4 months and you've seen absolutely no improvement, chances are it may not be something that's ideal for you. But in many cases, we have to get people out to 4, 5, 6 months before they really start noticing a full-on effect. Okay? All right, so warnings. Again, this is kind of across the board for all the CGRPs. We worry about hypersensitivity, meaning did you have an allergic reaction? And there's a couple of oral CGRPs on the market, the Ubrelvy and the Nurtec. If you've reacted poorly to those in the past, chances are you're going to react poorly to the injectables. Not always the case, but something to keep an eye out for. Next, we have people who have any sort of cardiovascular things going on: strokes, heart attacks, pulmonary embolisms, DVTs, deep vein thrombosis. And the reason why is when they did the clinical trials on Ajovy, they didn't include those people in the study, so we don't really know how it works in those people. It is more of a precaution. It's not that you absolutely can't. It's just something for you and your doctor to discuss. If you're in that group of people, you do want to be careful with that. Okay, interactions, other drug interactions, they're rare. Just have your pharmacist run an interaction check when you get your Ajovy. They should be able to catch anything, but I don't anticipate this being a problem for the vast majority of folks. So biggest takeaways for me. Personally, I like Ajovy. I think it's a good drug. It works well, it's well tolerated, and I like the fact that we have multiple dosing options. Not that I see a lot of people on the every 3-month regimen, but it's nice to have it for certain people. Now, what's not to like about it, in my opinion, and it's not necessarily something that you don't like, it's just that Ajovy was, I believe, I'm going off memory here, I think Ajovy was the last injectable to hit the market. So they got kind of overlooked, in my opinion. And I don't think that's fair to Ajovy. It's a good drug for what it's used for. But being late to market, a lot of people don't talk about it. The one thing I don't like that they did, Ajovy used to have a copay card to help people financially. It used to be great. That covered, you know, even if your insurance didn't pick up anything, the copay card would pick it up. You'd pay $5 and it was that way forever. But they did change that. It no longer offers near the kind of coverage. It's very much like the copay cards for the other 2 injectables now. You have to have commercial insurance, and it has to not deny on your commercial insurance. And so it's got all these things that you have to qualify for. So to me, that's a knock. But again, Ajovy, I like it. It's one of the ones I recommend to a lot of people. Not perfect for everyone, but it is a good option. So if you have other questions, post them in the comments. I promise I read them all. As I do more videos, it's hard for me to keep up responding to them, but I do promise I read them. The other thing is, if you have migraines, if you're on a prescription medication and you want to look for other options, I have a free report, 30 Days to Better Health. Just go to curtis-alexander.com. It's yours free. It's 1 lesson every 3 days. So there's 10 of those, goes over a month. And it shares stuff with you that I do personally, that I stopped doing personally, that helped my health, and it helped it naturally. And it may help you as well. So make sure to go get that. It's free, no strings attached. And subscribe, like, all that good stuff. But mainly, if there's videos you want me to cover, mention it in the comments, because like I said, I read those and I try to get those covered if it makes sense for me to cover those. So until the next video, this is Pharmacist Curtis Alexander. I hope this video was helpful and was valuable. And until the next one, have a good one.